Hello everyone. For this final project, Raymond and I decided to extend our midterm. Instead of discussing the complete TOEFL test, this time we want to focus on using social media to create a learning experience only about the listening section. Still, we are going to discuss about 4 parts. Learning problems we found, our goals, our design, and the criticism as well as analysis of our design. We did some research and summarized some key learning problems we found by ourselves when we learned the listening section of TOEFL. At first, all we know is we want to have a higher listening score and don't know how to start, how to delegate that tasks for each day. We don't even have sufficient learning materials and have no idea where to find it. After a while, we found it is easy for us to have passive attitudes and resist to keep practicing when we didn't see much progress. What we lack will be someone who can simultaneously practice listening with us and give us feedback, have more motivation and more engaged study ways to keep listening practice under the pressure. Our audience is Chinese students tackling the listening section in TOEFL. Our learning goals will be first to increase students' interest. We want them to spontaneously want to practice listening in their daily life. Second, we want to help students recognize the theme of the listening, as well as notice the details that will easily be tested in the following questions. Third, we would like to increase their motivation and want them to believe they can overcome the listening difficulty. Lastly, we want them to be able to learn the listening skills and delegate the listening tasks for each day with the help of online learning with teachers.
So let's dive into how our platforms and design can fulfill the targets mentioned above. First of all, Zoom can help us achieve 3 targets: familiarity, discernment, and attitude. Teachers can use Zoom as the real-time virtual classroom to give students the fundamentals of improving listening skills, such as how to catch the signal words, how to make notes during the exam, etc. In this way, students can familiarize with the essential material and have a clear understanding of what listening section is about. Then, the teacher can guide students through the listening material sentence by sentence. When a conversation is finished, the teacher can pause the listening clip and ask students what they have captured from the immediate listening clip. In this way, teachers can give simultaneous feedback to what students are missing and to help them see the unobvious details to novices, hence improving students' discernment. Lastly, Zoom can be used as an experience sharing forum where former students can share their own experiences and struggles in learning English. How did they cope with their failures and stagnation of grades? The viewpoints and feelings from former students can be more persuasive compared to the preaching from teachers and we hope that can change students' attitude toward receiving disappointing grades. As for WeChat, it is for after-class communication. Teachers and students can exchange information and further familiarize themselves with the listening content. Also, task dedication through WeChat can be more clear and better understood by students. Personalized inquiry and feedback can further enhance students' comprehension. Also, learning materials can be distributed through WeChat conveniently. And the third platform we're going to use is TikTok, where students can discover fun for practicing listening. There will be an official account collecting and publishing enjoyable content for students. Such as short clips of English episodes, stand-up comedies, movies, and TED Talks that can intrigue students. The entertaining nature of material will attract students to actively participate in listening while they're enjoying interesting content. As a result, students may have a preferable way to improve their listening compared to the tedious lecture material. As the pictures show, students can listen to the clips of celebrity interviews such as Bill Gates' interview, the Ellen shows, or also movies. For the first round of listening, students will listen to the clip without subtitles. And for the second round, with the subtitles added, students can self-assess what they have missed from the first conversation. And the comparison and immediate feedback from themselves will help them form a better understanding of English communication. Also, the short video of TikTok can be inserted in all kinds of intermissions during a day to maximize the frequency of listening to English, creating an immersive learning experiences. After all, listening is not about intelligence, but practice. The more they listen, the better they will be. So here comes to our evaluation. The first strength we have is incisive targeting. By dissecting our goals into nuanced targets, we found more effective ways to reach the targets. And the second strength is our omnichannel coverage, which creates an immersive environment for English listening practices and to sync English into daily life of the students. And the last strength is the motivation exercise. Instead of plainly cramming students with learning material, we also pay attention to the psychological perspectives by releasing the stress with fun content and encouraging them with peer persuasion. And also, our design has its own weaknesses. The first one is assessment difficulty. Qualitative achievement is hard to assess on its own. The attitudes of students and teachers are intangible. As a result, course surveys and grades may be the two only ways to assess the effectiveness of learning and teaching. However, there tends to be a dilemma in assessing the effectiveness of learning and teaching based on grades. The pursuit of grades may inadvertently forces the teacher to push students too harshly, which jeopardize the motivation aspects in return. And the second weakness is the training quality. The training quality of teachers can vary, even if there are templates for coping with various situations handed to a teacher. The application is uncertain. We may improve this situation by categorizing teachers into different levels to motivate them, which will directly influence their income, such as bonus, based on their previous performance with students. But this measure may generate adverse effects mentioned above. We also doubt that when teaching becomes too competitive, students with lower grades or starting points may be neglected. Teachers may have a higher return of teaching the good students instead of sticking with the bad students. And the third weakness is the supervision. Supervision is hard because our students are learning across different platforms, which are not linked together. Their performance across the platforms can not be utilized to assess and adjust the future learning plan. And the data of their online activity is kind of wasted. Only through the physical observation and test can teachers tell the effectiveness of their teaching. And our one key takeaway from this is that we feel like a problem well stated is a problem half solved. By knowing what is the real objective and what is the real problem, the matching solution will appear more naturally. Thank you for listening, and we also attach our improvements from midterm after these slides. Thank you.